Alright, so we're going to join these two pieces. Pretty arbitrary, just two shapes I put together. And the key when you're brazing is, of course, to have as tight of a connection between between the two pieces of metal as possible. I did a passable job. The tighter it is, the less seam will show, and the stronger the joint will be. A little bit of flux. It's actually a lot more flux than I actually need. Now, to keep it from crawling all over the place, I am going to perch a weight you can come up with whatever kind of system you think is the best. Which may or may not resemble this one. I'm going to be running my solder off the stick, which makes for a little bit messier joint or a little more cleanup afterwards, but it'll give you an idea of just everything that's involved. You see I'm on fire brick. It's going to let me add the heat from the top. I'm going to add the heat from the top to the front of the V and add the solder from the back. The solder runs towards the heat, so it should pull it right through and leave as little extra solder on the front of this as possible. There we are. And you probably didn't see on the other side, and I'll do it again, you just apply the solder nicely to the joint. And when it flows, it runs like water between the two pieces of metal. I'm going to go quench this, and then we'll have a look. Alright, and we're back. And let's get some light in there. You can see, cleaned it up a little bit on the wire wheel when we're done, and there's just the faintest trim of silver between the two pieces, and joining the pieces tighter together, closer tolerances, and even using a little less silver solder, you'd have that line practically disappear. On the inside you can see to some degree it's a lot more silver kind of all over the place, and where the two pieces of metal come together, that's your seam, and then everywhere else is, I won't call it sloppy, but there it is. It can be ground out, or you can use a technique where you lay little pieces of the solder up against the joint and then heat it up instead of bringing the whole stick in.